That's weird.
We are live.
We are. Are we live? Okay, it's saying it's not live on our Facebook. That's so odd. Looks like the stream. Let's come back to it. Anyways, guys, happy Thanksgiving week. We are live on here on the Explain It podcast. My name is CarolineCain. My lovely co-host Ingryd Hernandez is on here. We're both in the Phoenix area, and we miss you guys. Holy smokes. I can't believe it's been a whole week since we did one of these. So the purpose of this podcast and the purpose of us coming live on here, I love seeing everybody on Instagram as well, is to just try to overdo and overgive what we never had when we got started, and we want everybody to be successful faster. Cut down the learning curve. So Ingryd has a little bit of housekeeping for you guys. Some of the exciting things, if anybody wants to come hang out with me and Ingryd and Marlon in February, we have a special surprise to talk about later on, but we're only going to let, I think, 3 people. I think we have space for 3 more people to hang out with us. So if you guys are interested, we'll talk about that once we get a few more people on here. We're going to try and hit the 50 people live so we can talk about that special opportunity to come hang out with us. So if you guys would really quickly, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, jump over to YouTube so we can get to your questions. But if you guys are on YouTube, click that share button. It should be like right below where I am right here. There's a little share button. Share that with 3 people. Tell them to hop on so they can hear about the opportunity to come hang out with us. If you guys want to unlock to the next level, I'm going to wait until we get 50 people on here. So we need 25 more people to jump on a live before we'll talk about that opportunity to hang out with us for an entire weekend. And if you promise to be hygienic and you're really funny, we'll even invite you to stay at the Mindset Manor. So I just want to make sure you brush your teeth. That's the only recommendation that I have. I can't give hot breath. So with that being said, I am going to hand the reins over to Ingryd, but I want to remind you before I do, this is free 99. We get paid nothing to do this. We want to continue giving value. I know so many people messaged us after the fact of last week when we had Rick Sheldon on here from Open Dispo, the CRM that we both use, we enjoy. And I'll tell you, I've gone through quite a few CRMs, and that would not have been possible without Ingryd hunting a little bit further. I'd kind of given up. I'd gone back to Google Sheets. I'm like, you know what? I'm a one-woman army. I can be successful. And I realized in doing that, there was one week, Ingryd, I think I probably told you this, 1 week, because guys, what list am I contacting? You know what list I'm contacting? The pre-foreclosure list. Yeah, pre-foreclosure. So there was 1 week where I was not able to reach out to any of my prospects, my suspects that potentially needed help, because I was on the phone so much with freaking attorneys trying to solve this problem, trying to solve that problem, and on the phone with the bank. And it was during my operating hours of being able to call, I wasn't able to pull new data. So I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot be a one-woman army. So with that being said, Ingryd, it came back into my head. I was like, I need to get organized. And by getting organized, I was able to accelerate and get a hold of more people. So I'm going to hand it over to her, but you guys give us a lot of feedback. Share this, please. Once we get 20 more people on here, we're going to talk about this special opportunity to hang out. Ingryd, what other housekeeping do we have before we get into potentially giving away free data to everybody on here?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I wanted to start this show saying thank you. And my hair is so like, I don't know, it's too much moisture in the air. So fluffy. My hair is fluffy today. So thank you, Kristen. I think it was Kristen. Oh, Kirsten for saying good things about our long hair. Anywho, I wanted to start the show today by saying how grateful I am and thankful I am for my relationship with CarolineCain. She's amazing. I love her. She's somebody who is super dependable. Everybody can count on her. She's extremely consistent. I love that you're getting focused into what you need to focus on to make your business successful. And I'm just so proud to be your friend. You're amazing. And I love you in my life. And so in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I wanted to make sure I say that out loud as part of my housekeeping today.
Oh, well, dang, stop. You know how so guys, I don't know, most of you might not know this, but Ingryd's husband and I have the same birthday. So last year, 2022, Ingryd invited me to go on their family vacation to Rocky Point. Oh my gosh, Anna Martinez is on here. What's up, Anna?
Tanisha's here.
We love you, Tanisha. Wow. Well, you guys invited me, and I know you saw Claire got me that gift. I'm a big words of affirmation person. I have to be careful because I'll just start crying when people say nice things about me. So Ingryd, thank you. I know I message you and Mark a lot, but I really am grateful that I found you and met you. You're one of the best friends a girl could ask for. And Marla and I were just talking about you. Like you are direct. You're to the point. You're fun. You're down for whatever. I do feel like I was hit by a car because I played 6 competitive games of kickball. So if anybody wants me to play kickball with you, I did ask Ingrid to come help me. And she's like, that's not my jam. I was the second youngest on our team. Everybody was older than 40. So they had us playing the hard positions this weekend. Oh, my butt cheeks hurt. The palm of my hand hurts so much. I just realized I am not moving enough. I was at the pitcher, so I was just slinging heaters, the entire game. But holy smoke! So, anyways, I wish you would have come and played kickball. But thank you. I love you too. You're awesome. So I appreciate you. Thank you for starting with that.
Oh, thanks. Okay, what other housekeeping stuff do we have? So just a reminder to all of you to check out the description on all of our podcasts, because there we will provide link trees to resources that you guys can use. So we want to make sure that you have an understanding of where to go get it. And like what we just talked about, Open Dispo, if you're thinking about joining Sub 2, if you're thinking about, moving brokerages and you want to talk about what brokerage I'm with, for example. So definitely check out the descriptions. And we're getting super close to the 50 mark. So remember, guys, share this and we will talk about the awesome opportunity that we have to come hang out with me, Caroline, Marlon in February. So we're excited about that. But today is Q&A day. And the reason we're having a Q&A is because we understand it's Thanksgiving. We didn't want to put a guest speaker on the spot right before Thanksgiving. But also we get a lot of, can I pick your brain? Mm-hmm. And so we would love to have this be a bit more interactive and have you guys come on to the podcast if we think the question is relevant enough to have you guys on the podcast. But second to that, if you guys know, we're going to give away data. So I have had my batch, batch IO now service available for so long. I hardly use it now because you guys are so amazing by sending us opportunities. I really kind of turned down that tool, but I have it. So I was telling Caroline, I was like, I'm not sure if I should just cancel it. And then Caroline, and this was a month ago, Caroline was like, well, why don't you just export the data and give it to people so that then they can call and maybe we can help them close it or something. I was like, yeah, you're right. I've already paid for it. Let's take advantage of it. We'll skip trace through it and then provide it to you guys. So what do you think, Caroline?
You know what? I think we do it. And I think we can go through what we'll do for everybody in here. Okay, look, we're 6 people away. I might need to tell Marlon to jump on so we can talk about it. I'll text him really quickly to see if he's free. With that being said, I think we can give it away because I remember when I got started, I just didn't know who to contact. I didn't know how to call. I didn't know what I should be looking for. And actually, I have the, let's see if I can, I have the big whiteboard. I brought it in my room I'm not going to pull it. The big old whiteboard that you've seen in our hallways, Ingrid, is in here because I was doing a big whiteboarding session yesterday of how I can explain how to talk to homeowners and what to say to them so more people can solve more problems to get paid and make money, change your life. So if you guys would find value in that, what we'll do is in a little bit, we need some more people on here. We'll even give the opportunity. I'll share a link in the side chat so you guys can jump up here and ask us questions. But I know when I first got started, I got free data, and this is the creme de la creme, guys. Anybody you call, remember, free data is good, but it's not great. Anything free, you got to go over and check on things. We're going to skip trace it though. Okay. The one thing I want to say, the first batch of free data that I ever got from somebody was actually from Max Maxwell. I used Max Maxwell's CRM. Max Maxwell didn't have a mentorship when I got started, but I got free data from them. The skip tracing was okay. But from that list, I contacted somebody, and this is what I want you guys to take away from this. I contacted somebody and I was like, hey, Ingrid, I was just wondering if you guys are still open to selling your house on 123 Main Street. And the homeowner said, that's actually not my address. And this is where I want to give you guys a little caveat, a little secret sauce. I said, okay, well, hey, do you have any other properties that you guys are looking to sell before, the end of the year? I'm trying to park some cash somewhere. And I found out he and his cousins had 20 acres of land in Conroe, Texas. And that was the first opportunity when I joined Sub 2 This is back when Pace was calling sellers. If you're in sub 2, you can go back to like September 3rd, 2020. And you'll see the first time I talked to Pace, I'm wearing these big old blue headphones. And I brought him this lead because I didn't know how to comp land. I didn't know what to say. And then I do need to follow up with Pace on this. But he's like, yeah, you can partner with me on this. And they were turning it into an RV park back in 2020. So there's opportunities when you get these chances to talk to people. Don't just stop at, it's not my property, I don't want this, whatever it may be. Follow up with, hey, do you have anything else you'd be looking to sell? Do you know anybody looking to sell something? So squeeze everything you can get out of this. We're going to skip trace this with batch. We're going to give you really, 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 see, Tanisha said, I saw that one. We're going to give you good data, but it comes back down to you hitting your numbers and making it work. So I think it'd be fair. I think it's
I have a great story on that too.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, last year around this time of year, Pace and Cody were giving away free data in early 2022, and they're like, it's time to give away some data and whatnot. And so I was in the chat like you guys are. I wanted to be a recipient of this data, and I am hearing the echo, by the way. And I signed up to get the data, and there was a fella who was in my DMs a lot asking like, hey, can we, how can I help you? How can I bring you value? And I was like, I don't know. I would get overwhelmed because he was asking, how can I bring you value? And I didn't know at the time, like what to ask for. And it just actually felt like a burden when somebody says that. So when we got this data, I was like, oh, he can just call this data. And if he gets any leads, I'll be happy to help him close. So literally, I took Pace and Cody's data. I sent it over to Dario, and one of his very first calls that he made, by the way, this data was pulled from Batch, where we're using today. And he called, 5-minute conversation with the lady who was also an agent in Arizona. It was a development deal out in Sedona. And then I contacted her because he was like, hey, I think I have somebody who wants to talk to you. The funniest part about this is when you send those lists, because you put them on like a Google Drive, which is what we'll do. We'll put it on a Google Drive. We'll send out the link. And he's like, you know what? Everybody's going to start from the first line down. I'm going to sort it and start from the bottom up. And I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. And that's how he got this lead. And I spent maybe 25 minutes with her on the phone. Got her under contract by being able to collaborate, squatting up with another friend of mine who does land, Anthony Pappas. He was also on the podcast a couple months ago. And he was like, yep, take it down. Like, go ahead, contract it at 1.3 million. I did. And then eventually he sold it for 1.55. So it was a $250,000 assignment fee. And Dario, for those 5 minutes he spent to get that lead, got $50,000. I got 100, and then Anthony got the other 100. So what did he do? He took action. Did Dario even know how to put this property under contract? No. What did he focus on? The 4 pillars. What are the 4 pillars, Caroline?
Ooh, love those 4 pillars, everybody. I'd write these down if you don't know them.
Actually, yeah. Let's see. If you guys know the 4 pillars, let's see who's got them.
Throw them in a side chat, but I'll start to get you. So I like to think of them as like a sandwich, each of your toppings that you're going to need. People will go different directions, but this is very important. I feel you should go straight for motivation. Motivation is key. If they are not motivated to sell, there you go. See, you got them a little backwards though. Motivation. If they don't need to sell their house, why are you on the phone with them? Okay. Where are they going to fall? Understanding if they're going to be a hot lead, a warm lead, or a cold lead. If they're hot, you want to talk to them. They're 30 days or less. They need to sell this property. They should be getting a lot of focus. They're a warm lead, 30 to 120 days warm lead. Anything past that, I put them in your cold bucket, and that's going to be a longer term follow-up. So you can focus on the very, very important ones. Okay. So motivation is first. There you go. I know Jen's been on Zooms with me. I know Jen's been on a lot of Zooms with me lately. Motivation, timeline, condition, and then price. That's the order that I like to go in, because talking about price at the beginning, okay, great. But let's get you to tell me why you want to sell. Why me? Of all people, why do you want to sell to me? What's so special about today? All right. What is your timeline to sell this property? Do you need to sell it in 6 months? Because you're not as motivated as somebody who needs to sell. My roof is falling in. We have black mold that we're breathing. I can't afford my payments anymore. We have tenants that are causing a big headache. We don't want to deal with this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's really going to help you. That timeline is going to cut it down. And then when you go into the condition, so whenever I'm talking to direct to seller, if I'm talking direct to agent, whoever that conversation is with, I like to go 2 different routes. If I'm going direct to agent, I'm going to be like, Ingrid, I see this house has been listed over 100 days because I don't call anything that's not been listed for 100 days. And it looks like it's in really great shape. I'm just lost. I'm curious, why do the homeowners want to sell this thing? Does that make sense? So you go into it and then you're getting them to tell you what's wrong with the house. Like, it looks really great. It's been on market for 100 days. Why hasn't this amazing house sold? And then they're going to tell you what's wrong with it. I've tried to talk to the homeowners. They think because Zillow said they can get 300 and 2 years ago their neighbors sold for $40,000 more than what they listed for, they can get that number. Okay. They're out, they have ideas of grandeur, or it might be, actually this has foundation issues and it's $60,000 to fix and it's been sitting. So you can uncover some more motivation in there, why it's been sitting so long. Tanisha, there you go. Tanisha Epps is my girl that really drove that home for me. So condition, I go into condition first when I'm talking to agents because they're already motivated when it's listed on market. But with homeowners, I'm going to have them walk me through it. Like, if you had a Home Depot gift card and you had $50,000, what would be the first thing that you could fix? Example, yesterday I spoke to a homeowner who, listen to this, Ingrid, he is $8,000 behind on his mortgage. How much do you think his mortgage payment is each month?
$1,200.
$689. $689. So I talked to him and he's, he knows everything. And the house doesn't need that much work. Like, I'm a general contractor and, I started to fix the master bathroom. So it needs sheetrock, but it's, it's good. And my house is great. I'm getting offers between 300 to 340 and I'm looking at it and I'm, for everybody, market tip update. Okay. Everybody here, at least in Phoenix, whatever your ARV is, I would take your ARV and multiply that by like 7%. That's your true ARV. Deduct that 7%. Because, does anybody know why I'm deducting 7%, guys? And I like to be conservative. Anybody have an idea why I'm deducting that 7% from my ARV here in Phoenix? Every market is different, but this is specific to Phoenix. What happened? Was at the beginning? It was beginning of last week, Ingrid. What happened with interest rates?
Actually, interest rates went down.
Oh, shoot. When did they go down?
They're in the low 7s, regardless, across the board, where the interest rates are higher than they were before. But yeah,
a lot of car owners, this is the highest we've ever been, where people who have loans on their cars are defaulting. We're starting to see things shaking up. Okay. So interest rates went down a little bit. They went up like a few weeks ago, whatever it would be. They're going to continue to go up. The federal government is trying to fight inflation. So things are getting more expensive. So I talked to Pace on a different property that I had, and he's like, I know you think your ARV is $499, but once I get this house updated, and they even jacked my renovation budget up higher than I had my reno at like 70 to 80. They're like, no, you need to be conservative. Say it's 110 on your reno. So just be conservative all the way around. But by the time they got out of the house, they said ARV, and that's going to be 466. I'm like, oh, I really thought I had some wiggle room on this property. So I would take away 7% on your ARV. And with that, you're going to have that much of a buffer because the way that the market is shifting.
Well, can I pause you for a moment?
Yeah,
so when you do talk about the pool of buyers, right?
Mm-hmm.
If people are starting to default on cars and we've had the highest debt we've ever had, consumer debt, it means your pool of buyers is less. Less people are going to be able to qualify for loans. And so that's another reason for making it harder for people to sell a property, other than, so if there's less qualified buyers, the interest rates are higher than we would like, that brings the price of the properties down. Like we're having a harder time. So if you have a buyer, you want to snag them. And how do you do that? I actually think if you're not going to be conservative about your ARV, you at minimum at minimum, have to put in concessions, because right now we're becoming more of a what we'll call like a balanced market. And that means that every time somebody who's fix and flipping a house, you have to be ready to give concessions. What are concessions? You're giving money to that buyer's lender to buy down their rate, for example. So it might cost 1 to 2 points, 1 to 2 points of the purchase price. So if you have a $200,000 house, you have 2,000 to 4,000. That's 1 to 2 points, for example. Or you need to pay for their closing costs. That's another 1 to 1.5% that you have to be kind of prepared for. So I'm flipping 3 houses right now, and all 3 properties. First of all, home runs only. That's all I'm saying in my head. If they're not home runs, I'm not buying them. But these
actually, that's a really good point, because we've talked about this. Like, we're both behind the scenes, guys. Ingrid and I are both like, that's not where our risk tolerance wants to be right now. We want to be able to sleep at night. So if it doesn't look like a home run, do not risk it. Do not risk it. The biscuit is not worth it right now. Make sure it's a home run before you go to keep anything for a fix and flip. Carry on.
Yeah. And so what I'm doing now is I'm evaluating that it has to have at least 2 exit strategies, meaning it can sell for a fix and flip and there's enough spread, or I think it would have between a 70 to 75% ARV, or 70 to 75% LTV, loan to value, after I fix it. So if I fix it and I think that that's where the number will be, then I'm just doing a burr. I know they're not exciting, but it still has to pencil as a burr with like an 8 to 9% interest rate.
Great point. So what we're getting at, everyone, here is being able to talk to people and understand where your numbers need to be. And then once you figure out like what the reno needs to be, you can say like, I would love to, I wish I could get you this number, but the market is changing. So talking with that homeowner, he was like, I'm a contractor. I'll even do the work for free for you. Guys, I'm never going to pay somebody for free to do work. It's never going to be done quickly. It's never going to be done the way that you want. But anyways, I was like, yeah, I'll talk to you today. So we had a call set up today at 11 o'clock. And I said, for me, as a person of integrity and my word, I will never be a person that's like, I'm going to buy your house above ARV. I'm going to buy it at $500,000 and just to get something signed. And then the time that it comes to close is like, I'd love to close that 500, but the house needs more work. I need to close at 400,000 or something out astronomical, the bait and switch. I don't like that. So I told him, the number you get from me is going to be a number that can close. If you have higher numbers, you should go with them. Don't go with me. Let me be your backup when those do not seem real. So he was like, yeah, let's talk tomorrow, aka today. I said, can you send me some pictures of the property? He's like, absolutely, because I wanted to be able to vouch for the work that he said was necessary. And I'm assuming he never sent me the photos, and he told me yesterday he's his own boss. He can text me whenever. So I'm seeing a lot of people. I saw another comment in here. Where did it go? Jen even put this in here. A lot of people are losing jobs. Just most of the people I'm talking to, I spoke to a woman yesterday and today, same woman. She's sent out over 70 applications for work, resumes, not gotten a job. I have another guy that I've been helping for the last month and a half. He's got a second interview on Monday. I was just on the phone with him with the bank for about an hour and a half. There's a lot of people that just are not able to get work. They're falling behind, and it's getting harder and harder for them. So I like to go into that condition before I ask them for the price. Okay, well, have you gotten any quotes on this? So a woman I spoke to today, I know I'm giving you guys a lot here. Open-ended questions. You don't want to ask closed questions. You don't want to ask yes or no. I know I see the counts up to 56. We'll pull up Marlon on here. I texted him so we could do it. So with that being said,
look who's in the audience.
There we go. I know. Look at all these people in here. So with that being said, it's okay. I got a text message. Not the end of the world, but there we go. Okay. My different thing happened in the background here. So anyways, what we're going to do, we have enough people on. We have 67 people live. So let's talk about the opportunity that we have coming on. I think Marlon will join us in a little bit here. But now that you guys are all on here, let's talk about the opportunity to hang out. Yeah, thank you, Josh. Hit that like button if you guys have not already, and the subscribe. But in February, we're inviting all of you guys out. We only have spot. I'm inviting all of you, but only 3 of you have space to come. So what I'm saying. So Ingrid, what's happening in February where people can come hang out with us and stay at the house?
Yeah, absolutely. So Marlon and I have started running masterminds, and I'm the yin to his yang, really. So I'm like his operations gal. But really the brain behind all the there he is. Behind all of this is Marlon. As you guys know him as Mindset Marlon. Hey brother, how are you?
Yo, what's up, Ingrid? What up, Caroline? How are y'all?
Good. So we were informing everybody how they all have an opportunity to come hang out with us in February. And how exciting. And by the way, it's my birthday right after it. So it's even more special.
I love it. So yeah, I like, just so you guys know, full disclosure, like Caroline knows this, I was just like in a deep work state. So I was not in the audience. You guys got to catch me up to speed.
It's easy. Here's the catch up. I said if we got 50 people on here, we talk about the opportunity to come stay at the Mindset Manor with us in February. And I invited everybody, but we only have space for 3 people to potentially hang out with us. So I haven't told you anything about what we're doing in February. I wanted to wait until you were on here with us.
Oh, sweet. So I love it. Also, what up, Josh? I'm looking at some of the people. Paola's inside the chat, Christine, Jason. So I love seeing some familiar names inside the chat. So yeah, in February, what we're going to be doing, it's actually pretty cool. Just made this announcement earlier the week that we're going to be doing the second Mind Over Matter Mastermind. So we did our first Mind Over Matter Mastermind here in the past September at the Mindset Manor, which was the original game plan. So some people were along for the journey over these last couple of months where Ingrid and I actually purchased this property here in Gilbert, Arizona. And it is a massive 4,700 square feet, 6-bedroom, 4.5 bath, just awesome house. And it was actually purchased with creative finance. And the use of the property is actually a entrepreneurial incubator, a place where people could come together who are interested in growing themselves, working on their business, working on their personal development, to be in that like-minded environment that has the mastermind feel regularly. And once per quarter, our vision was to actually open up the compound, open up the property to allow other individuals to come in and feel that campfire effect. So the first one we did in September, we beta tested it. I let everyone know when they came out, like, yo, y'all are like my hamsters, the guinea pigs, and we're going to test drive this machine. And it went off without a hitch. I mean, it was better than even I expected. The feedback that I got from all the people in attendance was higher than what I anticipated. I thought they might have given me some things of like, hey, fix this, correct that, so when you do run it, it can be better. A lot of the feedback was actually, yo, that was awesome. Do more of it. When's the next one? So the next one we just announced is happening February 2nd through the 4th. It's going to be a 3-day event where you're coming out, you're showing up to the house every day. We're guiding you through some pretty interesting experiences. So in a traditional mastermind, you're used to sitting around and basically being lectured at for 4, 5, 6 hours at a time. Then you're brain dead by the end of the day and you disappear to your hotel room. This is going to be slightly different. This is going to be experiential as well as informational. What do I mean by that? I'm talking regularly each day. We're going to be kicking off with breath work by a breathwork master. I've been fortunate enough to build a really cool network of people. And one of my awesome buddies, Ryan, he has agreed to come out. He's coming back and he's hooking us up. He's going to be leading us through breath work all 3 days. And he's been practicing in this space for years, close to a decade now, which is just absolutely insane. Funny enough, Ingrid, Caroline, I don't know if you know this about Ryan. He actually works with Dean Graziosi. So a lot of people didn't know that. He works closely with Dean Graziosi. So that's super cool. The second thing that y'all need to be prepared for is the physical aspects of what we're going to be doing. I'm not going to give away the secrets on exactly what we're going to be doing, but you are going to be pushing yourself harder than you have pushed yourself physically in a long time. So if you're one of the people that you've been wanting to take care of your physical health, not just your mental, not just your spiritual, not just your financial, but also your physical health, this is going to be an event for you where ultimately I'm going to tear down some of your limiting paradigms and we're going to reinstall a better high performance version of you. In a very physical way.
I want to jump in because I know there's a lot of people that have been on like the Daily Dial and like you guys know me, like I see WM Beal says thanks. I see Marcella's on here. A lot of you like guys, the way that we've been shifting, the way that I've been running the daily dials and all the other Zooms I've done is because of going through this mastermind with Ingryd and Marlon. Like I chose to live in this house to be closer to Marlon. I wanted to get into it. Actually, I was just thinking, I'm not getting uncomfortable enough, Marlon. I actually wrote this down. So now I'm getting comfortable in this new setting and I need to go a little bit further. But when you're in this, I don't know what everybody on here right now on this live, what's holding you back from whatever your goals are? Do you have your goals written down? Are you challenging yourself and being around the people you want to be around that'll help you get to those goals? And I realized I had the goals, I wrote them down, but I hadn't been looking at them. And like you gifted us these high performance planners that I got mine right here. It's under my microphone. It's under my keyboard. I have it right here. I fill it out all the time. And that's what I push you. Like Marlon and I talked about these planners 3 years ago. Okay. But if you guys are looking to like unlock a certain capability, there you go. There's Ingryd's. Unlock a certain capability to get to the next level of maybe just getting to a consistent $10,000 a month to then compound up to a consistent, like Marlon, you're at a consistent good 6 figures a month, or 5 figures a month right now. Okay. I want to keep pushing myself so that I can give back. Right now, this is the day before Thanksgiving. I know a lot of us are giving into a bunch of charities and helping out those less fortunate. Wouldn't it be so cool to be able to just donate 10 grand a month to those that are in need? Be able to give an entire Thanksgiving meal to like 20 families at a time. Like, so whatever you guys, whatever's holding you back, you know, I'm an all action, no fluff kind of girl. The mindset that shifted in me from being around Marlon and Ingryd at this event helped me pass it on to you guys. So if you felt a spark in the last few months of coming in every day and having the consistent same routine on the daily dials or whatever you're doing, or maybe you're new and you're just watching this podcast for the first time, I will tell you, you will grow exponentially from being surrounded. Oh, my internet looks slow. From being surrounded by people inside of this. And Dean Graziosi hangs around Tony Robbins. I know the first week of December, I'm trying to get Marlon to hurry back so he can do the event with me because Marlon and Ingryd are my Tony Robbins pals. But I want you guys to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And Marlon, I know that there's only 3 spots left and that you're trying to find the right energy for people who can attend. But guys, the breath work is incredible. The way that you've pushed us, like we did not die, but we were able to go further than I ever thought I was going to on that quick run that we did. All of the opportunities to just be around like-minded people is super, super dope. So I'm going to hand it back to you so you can finish it up a little here. But guys, I moved into this house because I wanted to be near Marlon. I took a picture of you actually this morning, Marlon, and you were just focused because I was going to post it later because I got to open up my door and Marlon, I love that Marlon works with his door open. I have ADD. I don't know if anybody else in here, I have ADHD actually, just attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So the scientific name is, and I do really well when I see other people working. So, but I can get distracted. So I like to just go like hang out with Marlon sometimes while he's working. I'm like, this is the little recharge that I needed. All right, I'm going to go back and do my own thing. And I'm going to just talk to him. So being around those people is really, really fun. And I moved into this house because of you, Marlon. So love you, bro. Ingryd, I think I cut you off. You wanted to say something before Marlon chimes back in.
Well, I just wanted to add on the breathwork part. So I actually was surprised myself. And here I was, helping prepare what our itinerary looked like. And one of the things that I have struggled in the past is finding my why. So I'm like a very logical person. And every time I have done the why exercise where you say why, and then you say why, and then you say why. If you don't have the right mindset or the right intention or the right priming of your brain, it sometimes is a very fruitless experience. And because we had set up the breath work to do it every day, and it really it did physiologically is what I wanted to say, changes you, that it primed me. And I was finally, honestly, after years, able to get into the deep work of why. And one of the things that Marlon and I just talked about too, it wasn't just that was a piece of the puzzle, but you're around other people who are also very focused on doing the same. So our vibrations, our energies were all in the right space. And because of that, I believe that's why I was finally able to create or write down a why that really hit me emotionally, and I carry it with me, right? Because when you're not motivated, when things are difficult, you turn to your why. And if your why is strong enough, it'll help you push along those times. And so I remember getting emotional writing it down. I was like, oh my God, I finally found my why, and it was during this event. And like this only just happened in September, despite the fact that, I do feel like I've progressed as an investor, but I hadn't hit the purpose. I hadn't hit the emotional piece of why I'm so connected to what I'm doing. So anywho.
Absolutely. And you're spot on. So I want to spend maybe just a minute talking about who this is for, because I think that matters as well, because this is not an event that's for everybody. Quite frankly, if you're already just absolutely crushing it, you feel like life is perfect, everything is put together, this isn't really the place for you. We have other things that we'll do. We'll hang out with you another time. However, I'm speaking to the people that you feel like you have all the resources, but you haven't been producing any of the results. Like you feel like you're not quite sure why things aren't clicking yet. You have the courses, you are in the right communities, you have the contracts, and you're making the calls, you're making the dials, you're working on your business, like you're following all the steps, but you're still not quite where you feel like you should be. You feel like you ought to be further ahead than where you are right now, and something is missing. And the people that you're spending time with just do not seem to understand. Like there's just almost like you're talking to a brick wall. You should be interested in what we're doing, because the room that we're creating is the sort of rooms that transform lives. The sort of weekends that you have are the sort of weekends that you look back on, and this is a weekend that you remember as a pivotal moment. Like this is like, holy crap, that weekend, February 2nd in 2024, it becomes one of those weekends, like the same way I remember October of 2019, I was in a room that changed my life. And when people always say like, wow, you remember that? I'm like, of course, you always remember those life-changing moments, those life-changing weekends. That's what this event has the power to be. So if you're in that place where you're like, you know what, it's been feeling like I've been missing something, I've been feeling like I need to get out of my environment, to get around new people, to get around better energy, to really lift myself up, this is something you should be aware of. So check it out. Just simply, I think Ingryd and Caroline already shared the link before. If you have questions, details are on that page. And after you go through that page, submit your application, because there are only a few spots. We keep this very small and very tight, just because, quite frankly, with what we want to deliver on value, there's not enough bandwidth to handle 100 people, 200. We would kill ourselves with what we plan on giving, what we plan.
I wouldn't allow it, because that was my feedback. I love that it was so small, and that I want to let Marlon and Ingryd have more than they did, because I like the intimacy of it. And it changed stuff for me. It unlocked some stuff for me. And you all hear me share my story. So I won't let them do it really big. So that's why he's giving you the upfront contract right now. They're being very selective, and that's why there's only 3 slots left. So if you guys can, I know Marlon's got to get back into his workflow, and we only have 20 minutes on here to do Q&A, and we want to give data away to everybody else. But he's very selective. Ingryd and him are very selective. I'm actually going to go over there and peek over his shoulder when he decides to let in, because I'm going to be like, their vibes are right. I don't know if they brush their teeth. I'm going to go and say those things to him. So make sure that you guys show that you text me later, message me on Instagram, let me know you brushed your teeth if you've clicked on this, because I only want good smelling people in here. But seriously though, it's the right. You had the perfect mix of people. We had the best speakers. It was just really, really cool to see how everybody started out and some of the compounding effects that they put in place to level up. So I jumped in there, but grab that really quickly. Open up that link in another side. It's just https://mindovermatter.mindsetmarlin.com/register. Grab it really quickly while you guys have time before it fills up. Anything else you want to say?
I already see Michelle Rice. She just booked her call. Terrence Lutz just booked their call. So it's like, guys, like people are already jumping in. Spots are limited. That's not to scare you. That's to make you aware that if you sit on your butt and you sit on your assets, you're going to lose out.
Sit on your assets. I like that. Marlon, thanks for being here. Anything you want to say before you go back to your cocoon?
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me. I'm gonna go back and
Thanksgiving. We love you, Marlon.
Love you too. Appreciate y'all.
Love you. Thanks for jumping on. All right, so that was our special announcement. Thank you guys for staying on here and sharing this with everybody. Bridget, yeah. So with that being said, Ingrid, anything else you want to say before we can kind of go into Q&A and we can bring some people on stage with us?
Bring your running shoes.
bring your fits. Really, I'd say, guys, if you were looking, and I'm going to put in the side chat right now so you guys can jump on here. You have to leave YouTube to jump in here, but there's a link in the side chat. You can click on that, come live with us. We'll answer any of your questions you have. I'll do anything. We'll cover everything on here. But the one thing I want to say that I try and go to some type of mastermind at least once a quarter. I've set up so I do some type of Tony Robbins event. I want to just keep reminding myself what's important, because when we get into that comfortable stage, why get outside of our comfort zone? You know, it's good enough. Why try for more? But when we can try for more, we have a larger impact and we can help more people. So that's important to me. All right, let's get into some Q&A. And oh no, the website isn't working for you, Jen just said.
Yeah, Jen, message Caroline.
Message me on Instagram. I'll go over to Marlon's room when we're done. Guys, if you need to, go to Instagram. Let me just pull up my Instagram so you guys can see this. And I saw a few people were asking, what is that planner you're talking about? We're going to make sure that planner is in the side chat or in the description below. You should have opportunities in the description below, but really quickly, let me share this so you guys can see what it looks like. This is Instagram. If you guys are not on Instagram, you need to be. You can see I'm also live on Instagram. So I know some people are like, this is Inception. Message me. You can come over and message me on Instagram. Let's make sure that the Instagram live is on there. And then this is the link tree. You can click on to see stuff. You can find the books that I use. Where are they? Right here, books and gadgets. But message me and I'll go talk to Marlon as soon as this is over and let him know that the website, it must have been, we probably crashed the website with everybody looking at it. So I apologize for everybody who tried to jump on.
Yeah, it looks like Josh and Jen were able to get back in. So that's great.
Perfect. Okay, great. Well, then it's working. So if it doesn't work, just message me and I'll go tell Marlon. Sweet. So I see Michelle's on backstage. Let's make sure that we get to the questions. If you guys click on that link right there, I'll pull you up. Michelle Rice, what's going on, girl?
Hey, ladies. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I was out today giving lunches to the homeless today.
Nice.
Girl. That's awesome.
So I do have a question.
Hit me.
I went door knocking when I was in San Angelo.
Okay.
I'm finding that 3 of the homes that I door knocked are on seller finance with another investor. Like they're in San Angelo, because when I was living there, I did the same thing. I bought a house. I put $1,000 down. I had to empty out the house from the previous tenants.
Mm-hmm.
And I cleaned it up. There was a lot of feces everywhere.
Okay.
And so these people are getting foreclosed on because what they do is if they're late, they foreclose on them and they go and rent them. They go and lease them right back out. Should I even go after those? Because the homes there, even if you fix them up, they're probably not even worth $100,000. And you have to put like 30 or 40 in there to just get it good again.
Ready to roll. Great question. I'm going to say this much right now. What's your risk tolerance and where are you at? I think you're a one-woman show, right?
There is somebody in San Angelo that I called, and I'm working with him.
Yeah, but it's mainly you pulling the data, doing the calls, doing everything, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
This is something that, Michael Frankie and I've talked about a few times, figuring out what's going to be like. When I'm pulling my data and I'm going through everything, I was actually just talking to my integrator earlier. The ones that we know are going to be like, I'm going to put more energy into the deals where we're going to get a larger assignment fee. I'm going to put more energy into the ones that they're in a zip code that I know is going to be able to hold rent and do well. I've talked to a few homeowners. I'm still helping homeowners that are in like sketchier areas. And I say sketchier because like I talked to a gentleman who was like, I don't want to live here anymore. I'm in front of a park and we have a lot of homeless people. And I'm like, where I live, the parks have people. So I don't have those issues. I spoke to another homeowner, like homeless people keep trying to break into my house. Like, I don't want people to deal with that, but I'm going to I'm going to put more priority on the ones, because remember, we're investors. I want to help everybody. Okay. I want to make sure that I do help everybody, but I'm going to put more energy and effort into the ones that have the ultimate need right now that are going to give me a bigger payday so I can go back and help more families, if that makes sense. Ingrid, would you say anything different?
Know your numbers. So I actually did do a deal like this, and had the market not changed, I think I would be, talking about a really winning story. But the property we took over was owned by somebody who was an investor selling on seller finance. It's very common in Texas. And you said San Angelo. Is that in Texas or is it in California?
San Antonio.
It's like, yeah, it's where Pace has got that one apartment complex.
Okay.
It's West Texas.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So it really just depends. Like back to what Caroline said, is the risk worth the reward? And so for me, what I did with ours is the seller was behind almost $17,000. And I contacted, which I was really surprised that the seller hadn't foreclosed sooner. Like, I don't understand what was stopping him, because in Texas it's so much easier to foreclose on people. So I contacted the note holder and made arrangements with him. And he was even like, oh, can you do this with these other ones that I have? Like, would you be able to, get them where they should be? Now, the numbers have to work. Our numbers did work, and that interest rate was at like 9 or 10%. So it was like holding hard money to us, but it was amortized. So we knew there was some pay down relating to it. But if the numbers aren't working, for me, it's all about the money math. If the money math isn't there, if your risk tolerance isn't there, and you're talking about a single investor, then it's time to walk away. I firstly would just contact the investor, be like, hey, here's what I do. And then now you can actually be a resource to them, because there are investors who have heart, who don't want to just, not heart. I don't want to just call that out like that, but like there's some that maybe have enough in the bank where they can be more flexible with their new note owners. Yeah. And so they may want to work with you to see like, hey, who could you help? Because they have to be an uninterested third party. So it's harder for them to get involved when there's scenarios like this. They'd rather have a resource like you.
All three properties are with the same investor. Because as I'm digging and they're telling me who owns the property, who they're paying, I'm like, okay, that's the same one as the other one.
By the way, we're in the process right now of asking for what's called a forfeiture. It's not a foreclosure. It's called a forfeiture, because we sold it on agreement for sale. You can't do those in Texas, but you can do those in Arizona. And so our process for forfeiture is much, much faster. So we're engaging with the lawyer right now on one of my properties where they're not paying. But why does that matter? Investors do that because it's easier to foreclose and then recycle, right? Go and get my new down payment and start paying again. So for me, I would first want to get a relationship with that investor. If you find that they're in a season where they have to be a bit more selfish, then it's not worth going after those properties. If they're in a season and they're investing world where they're like, yeah, it would be really great if you could help my sellers, or my homeowners, then you know what direction to take.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
Great question, Michelle. Just narrow your focus and don't get distracted by the shiny objects. Pick the people that are going to be able to give you that payday, because we want to get you. I know you still have your W-2. Let's get you out of your W-2 and focus on those that are, oh, no more. You got out. Okay. Well, congrats. That's awesome. All right, so you've been waiting patiently in the side chat or the side. So let's get to your question. What's going on, girl?
I actually don't have a question. I just wanted to know.
Be on screen?
I know. I just want to know, were we supposed to jump into StreamYard or not? But
yeah, ask your question.
You have no question. I really don't have a question.
Wait. Weren't you helping? And this is something I maybe forgot to put in the beginning of the call, but weren't you raising money for Family Promise?
Yes, I was.
Can we talk about it? Can people still donate?
Yeah, I mean, you still can. Family Promise. I think we're going to make this like a year-round thing. I mean, it's an amazing charity for sure. Pace and I guess Kim Walls jumped on that, but so I was like squad leader for Arizona, and I really appreciate everybody that jumped in.
So for people who don't know, what is the Family Promise?
So Family Promise is a charity that helps prevent homelessness in our community. And they not only help prevent it, but when families are homeless, in fact, about 84% are actually single mothers with children. And so they try to help prevent it first. So they have preventive methods with paying, utilities, helping with bills or deposits, and trying to keep them in their homes first. And then they have an emergency program where if they do become homeless, they actually have shelters across the state, and I think there's like 6 locations here valley-wide. And so they can house them. And while they're taking care of the children, the parents are getting educated and getting help with getting a job and getting on their feet. And so once they do actually get placed in a home, then Family Promise actually continues 24 months later by helping them with food or, bills or whatever to really stabilize them in the home. So it really, really is a great organization. We did hold the Family Promise final drive today. So it was really good. Absolutely loved the turnout. And, I wanted to say, I told everybody in the beginning that, there's a lot of leaders in this community, like you guys, who do a lot for this community and do a lot of heavy lifting. And I think it's time for other people to step up and to take that, put some of them on the back and take that load too. So it was really great. Sean St. Clair came out and he donated as well. So it was really fun.
I'm trying to upload this picture because I have the picture that you guys have so that folks can still donate if they're up for it.
Yeah, the flyer. You can do that with the QR code. I know that someplace across the country, I don't know if it was Justin's crew out in the East Coast or somewhere in California. I think they were getting like 3 houses where they were going to donate and do like low rent so some of the families could live there. But I think we're going to try to plan something like that. But,
that's fantastic. Very cool.
It's really, really cool. So I really didn't have a question. I didn't know if we were all supposed to jump in here, but
You are
really
welcome.
love you, ladies. I love what you are doing. I follow you for sure. I'm huge fans. So, I definitely believe in, sticking to the tribe and learning from, surrounding yourself with the winners. So I really appreciate it. I love Marlon too, but you are killing it. So anything I can do to help you guys out, by all means,
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw this in the side chat so everybody can have it right here. This is the website you can donate to on here. Stevie, appreciate, what a great little reminder right before the holidays. You guys can donate to the Family Promise. Just click on this button here and it'll bring you to the donation page. So if you guys have not already, feel free to jump in there and donate to a family in need. We're all about the giving. So Stevie, thank you. Michelle, thank you for jumping up. We'd like to have this more engaging as well, guys. We want to bring you guys up on stage if you have questions. Pace said he's giving 3 houses to the organization in Arizona. So that's awesome. Guys, click on that. If you have the chance to donate anything, please do. I know I've been giving to some schools. It's just like, it feels really good when you give back and you're able to help a family and see how far that can go. So that's really, really neat. Ingrid, I'm gonna be mindful of your time. Let's talk about pulling this data and how people can get a hold of it, because that's what this whole Zoom was about. Giving back, or this whole podcast was about being able to give back and get you guys hooked up with some free data. So I want to just recap it, because I know Ingrid's going to pull it, and I know that you're going to have to reach out to us to be able to get it. So to get the data, they're going to have to do what, Ingrid? There we go.
Well, let's first talk about what data we're going to pull.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
What area are you looking in, Caroline? I'm
looking in Maricopa County.
All right. So Maricopa County.
Mm-hmm. This is on, there you go, second one, batch leads. Okay.
You're going to see how easy this is because I'm never in here.
Okay, cool. So what you're going to do is click on the filter. So now this is the entire county. There you go. So what do you think? We should go, we could do pre-foreclosures. We could even do, why don't we do tired landlords? What do you think? What What do you guys want? Let's see. There's people on this live right now. What kind of data would you like to talk to? Would you like to talk to the pre-foreclosures, or would you like to talk to tired landlords? They're going to be different conversations. When you're talking to the pre-foreclosures, you're talking to homeowners that are going through some of the toughest times in their life. So you've got to be empathetic and you've got to be selfless. But here's the thing. You get anything from this list, send it over to us, and you find somebody who needs help, we will help you lock it up. Okay, everybody, foreclosures. All right. Well, the tribe has spoken. They want to do foreclosures. So let's go foreclosure route.
Okay. And do you want to answer Wiz's?
I didn't see it. Okay. You got where to go.
Damn it.
Got an agent. We keep helping each other. Got an agent sent me a deal that he was wholesaling that I was going to dispo, but his contract fell, but would like to come in as a buyer's agent. Is that a good idea, Ingrid?
It just depends. I think if I'm understanding that correctly, right? They're asking if that agent wants to be involved again, even though they weren't able to sell it. Is that how you're reading it, Caroline?
Got an agent to send me a deal that he was wholesaling that I was going to dispo, but his contract fell through, I'm assuming, or like they ran out of time, but would like to come in as a buyer's agent. Is that a good idea? I mean, you could get in, I mean, are you building this relationship with an agent so they'll continue bringing stuff? They might feel a little slighted on that. Why did it fall through? I would not go into getting anything unless you like, were you just going to help them move it? Do you already have a buyer in place that's going to be buying that deal? If you don't, I wouldn't even get that under contract. There's so many different ways that you can go about this. So I'm going to go with immediately no, because I don't know. You didn't give me enough information here, Neo. So fill us in with some more and we can answer that. All right. I'm seeing more people are still saying foreclosures. Bridget even said tired landlords are not motivated enough. All right. So we want the motivated list. We're going to go for helping people that are in pre-foreclosure. So let's do.
Should we do all status? Notice of sale, notice of default, notice of trustee.
Yeah, I think we do that.
Okay. And then starting date?
I think we should do next Thursday. Oh, it's the recording date?
Or it could be auction date.
Yeah, I would do auction date.
Mm-hmm.
I would do from next Thursday on to say the end of February.
Okay.
Because that'll give us, there you go, 530 properties. So if you guys look on the right side, it says applied filters. You can see what we're going for. All right, let's go with ownership info. I don't think we need, I would make it individual. I wouldn't do LLC because we can get into situations with that. So I'd go individual. Okay, 432, that's fine. I really don't care about the years of ownership. When I get a little more niche, I might do a little more, but like we're still just trying to help homeowners keep their properties.
Cool. So I'm going to apply it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to remember all my stuff. So do I save this into a folder? Is that right?
Yeah, you need to do select over there on the top right.
On the top right.
Left 2. Select all. Save.
Save it to a folder.
Yep.
You know, we could do DTA too, since this is not as big. So let's see here.
Go for it.
Today is the 22nd. My mom's birthday. I think I said that already.
And you did. You said. I think you said that offline.
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, I need to add a list. Okay.
I haven't done expired listings. Can you pull expired listings from here?
Let's see. So I'm going to save this first. So then I have those in that folder for now. And then let's go see. So we got filter. Let's clear the filter. And then let's see here. I do know that we have MLS status. Expired.
Oh, there we go, baby. All right, expired.
Mm-hmm. So now we have to say what dates did they expire on.
So I'm going to let you take this away because you're the agent here. What do you like about expired listings? Andrew, is there a way to filter by minimum bed bath count? There is. We did not do that on there. We're giving you guys everything and anything, giving you the opportunity here.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe we just do percentage of ARV. No, because we want the no equity.
Yeah.
So what, like, maybe like 85% ARV?
That could work. Let's see what we get.
Yeah, let's see. And then,
0 properties.
yeah,
0.
interesting.
So let's not do percentage of ARV.
I can't undo it. That's clear.
You know, I do see some setbacks that I don't love about batch sometimes, and that is one of them.
Yeah,
to-
like trying to undo something.
Yeah, bottom left there where it's blue right above.
Oh, reset. There we go.
You can't just erase one thing. You have to erase it all. So batch leads, if you're watching this, I have a bone to pick.
Okay. Let's see. Let's just look for expired. And then that's interesting. What does listing date mean on here? Huh. I just want to know expired date from.
Yeah, you could do days on market. We could say a minimum of 100.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there was 2 million. Let's see what we got now. Only 500,000, 500,000 now.
Oh, you know what? We didn't put a county.
Oh, there we go.
Hang on a second. Let's do a county real quick.
I was like, that's the entire country. That's a lot of houses for Maricopa.
Yeah.
All right, filter.
I think I have to clear it first. What the heezy?
Oh, good. Jen said just delete the number. Interesting.
Okay. Now filter. Hopefully that's helping you guys. Like, we're definitely not experts here.
We just go straight to the point here. All right.
There we go.
All right, 1,400.
So between the two are about, 2,000. So let's go save it in our handy dandy explain it folder. All right. Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Oh, they want me to export agents. Interesting. Oh, I have to add it first. Darn it.
Sometimes technology.
Okay.
Saving agents. Wow.
All right. So this is a good list to start.
I think it's a great list to start. So let's talk about how people can get their hands on this free list. What is necessary to get this data, Ingrid?
Well, I'm going to export it, put it on a spreadsheet, and then what email would we want them to send it to or request it?
Oh, okay. I thought you were getting with Rick to...
I was, but I didn't get a hold of anybody.
Oh, man. Okay. So this is what we're going to have you guys do to get the data. All right. Jen, I'm going to count on you to type this in the side chat because I see you're typing. 1, you need to be following both of us on Instagram. This is my Instagram name right here. That's Ingrid's Instagram name over there. Okay, that's my Instagram name. You're going to send us a picture on Instagram that you're following us on Instagram. You're also going to send us pictures that you've subscribed to our YouTube channels. Okay, I'm giving you homework before you get this stuff for free. Nothing in life's free. We're making you do a little bit of work here. Once you've done that, we will share the link for you to get access to the Google Drive. So you're going to message us on Instagram, and then we're going to share it from there. Easy peasy, squeezy.
Lemon squeezy.
So you guys are going to do that.
You're not at TheCarolineCain, are you?
I am.
Oh, that's Instagram.
On YouTube, I'm Caroline Cain, but on Instagram, somebody already got Caroline Cain. So I push you guys to get your free thing first.
How dare they? How dare they? You're the Caroline. Well, I guess the.
That's why I got the on there. Okay, look at that. Josh already said, let's go. I'm ready to call these bad boys. So it's free data. What I'd recommend you guys do, take that list, put it in its own Excel spreadsheet. What I've even done, there's a few times, like I even put it in my journal. So I like cross when I make the call. I don't know if you guys can even see it. Cross when I make the call, circle it when I have the conversation. I write my little notes on there, and then I add notes to it. So it's super, super easy. All right, let me get to this last question over here because I'm having Jen type that up. He couldn't sell it, so he canceled the contract. He's looking to bring more deals and working together with me. Don't have a buyer lined up yet. Guys, I literally just I made some content to put on Instagram Reels today. Do not lock anything up without an end buyer. Do not put something under contract without an end buyer, unless you're locking it up at like 10% of ARV and you are 100% sure what your ARV is. When you're brand new, you need to understand what a deal looks like before you go and lock things up. So no, I would find a buyer first before you do it. If your agent's having a hard time selling that deal, what does that tell you? Okay. Okay. So Jen, it's okay if you have kids. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to make sure you send us a picture on our Instagrams. Okay. We're going to share the link with you that you're following our Instagrams and that you're following our YouTubes. Once you've done that, we will share the Google Drive link so you guys can have access to the skip trace data. Here's the great thing, guys. You already have buyers for your deals. We are buying everything in this county, so you can send it over to us. All right? Send it over. If you don't know how to lock up the deal and you find somebody who does need to sell, push it over to us and we'll hop on the phone with them. All right? Okay.
I broke it up into two.
Yeah, that makes it weird. We'll put it on our Instagram so you guys can see after the fact. You're going to follow our Instagrams. You're going to follow our YouTubes. You're going to message us. And then we are going to give you that Google Drive. My internet is acting up. I think everybody else is streaming. I've got to make some calls for some sellers. So thank you guys for jumping on here. I want to remind you, every Wednesday at 4 o'clock Arizona time, we do our Explain It podcast. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I hope that you guys write down what you're grateful for and you have a great day. Ingrid, you want to sign us off here?
Again, thank you all for being here, especially on this, I guess, a holiday week.
Yeah, it's a really people are cooking and prepping.
I know. I actually had to work today. So anyway, I think you guys are amazing. We really do appreciate you for being here. We do not take for granted that you guys could be with somebody else doing something else, and you're here trying to get better. As Caroline says 1% better every day. I really do believe that that is how we serve our communities, especially our real estate and entrepreneur communities, is, you know, regurgitate all the things that we've learned. So, and hopefully they help you in your journey. So thank you so much for being here with us. Truly, truly are appreciated. I'm thankful for your friendship, Caroline, and all that you do, and that I can lean on you to be consistent on this podcast. This is amazing. The fact we're getting close to having done this for a whole year. Do you know that, Caroline?
We are slow and steady, baby. It's that little consistent thing. It's that compound effect.
Yeah. So thanks. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Happy Thanksgiving, Caroline. I love you. And you guys have an amazing rest of your week.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.